The Score, sponsored by Carpetland USA, Harris Pizza, Menards, and Midwest Bank.
Welcome back to the 8+ app here. The Score. Week 2 is in the books. We have a few games we want to get to. We were not able to get you the Bettendorf and Central game. We'll get to that one in just a few minutes. Brian has a ton more scores that we're going to get to.
And stats.
And we're going to recap a couple of other games for you here in this stream. So thanks for sticking with us and watching the stream. So let's first go to our Bettendorf and Central boys game, which Bettendorf looking to stay perfect in the MAC, and that's where we're going to go to George Marshall Gym. Greg Armstrong all over this one. Central looking good as Carter Light shakes off a defender, drops that sweet jumper, an early lead for the Devils, but Bettendorf immediately answers on the inbounds. Michael Gordon, good from the corner, all tied up at 7. Later in the first half, shot clock winding down. TK Morrison finds Giovanni Hazlitt. Wow, some good names there. Hits the step back 3. Central leads the Bulldogs 27-23 at the break. But in the second half, Bettendorf responds off the miss. Ben Koprick collects the board, puts it back up, and then Bettendorf has the lead, and they don't look back. Gordon hits a fall-away jumper. Bettendorf remains undefeated in the MAC. They get the win, 53-40. So a really good win for Bettendorf. Stock, what do you think the last time a team went undefeated in the MAC for like this?
Well,
especially for a team that wasn't maybe expected at the beginning of the year.
I'm going to say this. Bettendorf has a 2-game lead in the MAC right now.
Yeah,
pretty comfortable.
They're 2 up over Muscatine and North Scott. They are really, really a good basketball team.
Yeah.
And they were down, you said they were down 4. They outscored Central 30-13 in the second half. And that usually does not happen at George Marshall Gym.
Lockdown defense. Alvin Vesey, they're a young team, so Alvin Vesey has them playing really good basketball right now. Another one we want to take a look at, let's go to Kathy Marks and her mic'd up, and we'll follow that with the Central girls, Clinton girls playing up there. So Kathy Marks, she went to Riverdale.
Yeah, she was a senior. I was a freshman.
And she never talked to you once, did she?
Yes, she did. She was very nice, and we even scrimmaged them when I was on the freshman basketball team.
Wow.
It didn't go
Did you
well.
win? No.
No, it went very poorly for us.
So let's hear what Kathy Marks has to say before Clinton plays their game tonight. So we'll have Kathy Marks, and we'll watch the Clinton highlights.
We are now at the middle of our season. We are turning the baby grand piano on that landing, and now we're coming up the next rung. We need everyone to be the muscle. We need everyone to be the encouragers. We need everyone to keep each other accountable. And then we'll see how far we take that baby grand up the steps at the end of this half of the season.
And thank you to Kathy Marks for going mic'd up with us. Let's watch as Clinton takes on Davenport North first quarter. Clinton driving to the basket. The first shot doesn't fall, but Allie Haskell is there for the putback. River Queens up by 2. In transition, Karen Sattler dishes it to Allie Haskell. She takes it herself all the way to the cup, off the glass and in. Clinton on a 6-0 run right after. The Queens moving quick in transition again. They find Jaylee on a guy. She puts it in for 2 more. And let's check out that final. It's Clinton getting the big win over Davenport North, 71-28.
So a big win there for Clinton. Another game we want to get to is the Assumption Muscatine game. As we had a little bit of those highlights, this is Anna Timmons getting the block on one end. She'll hand off to Gabby Stoffergen, going coast to coast. Assumption playing some high-level basketball here, 48-17. They got a huge lead in this one. Assumption keeping the pressure up all night. It's Stoffergen again sprinting with the ball, this time to Ella Caro. 58-19, and then the Muskies still fighting in this one. A quick perimeter passing to Kinsley Paul. The ball to the corner. She'll bury that 3. Cut into the Assumption lead to 58-22, but it would be Assumption going on the road and getting a big win down at Muscatine, 71-38. And of course, there's one more game that we do want to get to. That would be the Northeast and Comanche game.
Yes, less than 10 seconds to go in the first. Check out this wraparound pass from J.C. Witt to Ava Skildon, and she makes it count, buries that 3. Rebels up 13-10. Now it's Gentry Grant driving. She pulls up for the long jumper. Is it gonna go in? Yes, it does. Check out that bounce. Now the Rebels up 15-10, but there's a storm brewing. Braylee Hermit with a steal. She goes coast to coast. Let's check out that final score. Comanche getting the win. Close game, 42-38 over the Rebels.
All right, so there's a couple games there. Of course, Brian has a lot of scoreboards. We're going to get to those in just a second. We're going to pull up some of those that we had, and we'll run through those. And as soon as we're done with those, we'll go through some of the other scores you have. So if we're ready, we have the scoreboards from Brian Stocking here.
Okay, Rockridge up at the shoebox. Monmouth Roseville beats Rockridge 62-46. Monrose is 6-1 in their last 7 games. They're getting red hot. Mendota's unbeaten at home. They beat Kewanee 70-65. Those two teams are two of the best in the Three Rivers East besides Newman. Moving on, it is A-Town getting past Bureau Valley 47-45. The Tornadoes are 7-1 in their last 8 games. United leads the LTC. They're 3-0. They beat Princeville on the road 45-34. That's a big win for United and a big win in the LTC. Galva is getting really red hot. They're undefeated at home. They beat West Central 79-38. Anawan knocked off Knoxville 59-36. The Braves are 5-2 in their last 7. Don't discount the Braves. Weathersfield beats Ridgewood 66-63. The Spartans had a 3 at the gun, just missed off the backboard. And Fulton, they're getting hot all of a sudden. The Steamers are 7-5 in their last 12 games. They beat Polo 64-46 up in Fulton tonight. And a couple of girls' scores that we had on the board. Maquoketa stays, they've won 9 in a row, 25 in a row in the River Valley Conference North. They beat Monticello 51-41. That's a very good team. And Midland was way down. They outscore Easton Valley 24-6 in the final 7.5 minutes to rally on the road at Easton Valley 48-44. That's a big win for Midland. All right.
Give us a couple other scores, and after you're finished, we're going to take over with your Riverdale Orion Heights, which is another really good basketball game.
Okay, we'll hit the girls' side in Iowa. West Liberty beats Wilton 57-34. It was Bellevue over Beckman 65-54. Durant with the win over West Branch 54-44. Wapello defeats Lone Tree 56-48. Macy Kuntz had 20 points with 7 rebounds. Burlington Notre Dame is a winner over New London 59-28. West Burlington over Holy Trinity 60-26. Meatbo stays undefeated. They beat Van Buren County 73-22. They outscored them like 49-8 at halftime, 23-2 in the second quarter. Highland over Columbus 54-30. Watch out for Burlington. They beat Mount Pleasant 56-39. Iowa boys scores.
I'm going to stop you real quick before we get to the boys' scores. We're going to show some highlights first.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Orion Riverdale records before they went into tonight's game.
I have it for you.
I believe Orion has a really good record. And Riverdale
that's not specific.
That's not specific.
Here, I got it.
Let's listen to what Mr. Krell has to say.
Orion.
Yes.
15-5, Riverdale 11-6. So 2 teams matching up with winning records.
All right, let's get to those highlights.
I didn't bring my notebook.
I stumped you, Stock. Another good matchup here in the track. In the third quarter, we pick it up. Beautiful ball movement here. Will Clark to Kyler Owens and Finley Boyd with the baseline drive and the layup. Chargers up 9. 30 seconds left in the quarter. This is a great sequence. Will Clark, top of the key 3. Bottoms.
A home run for Will Clark.
Yes, Giants over there. But don't look away because the full court press, Kyler Owens says, give me that. And he's got a reservation at the rim for the dunk. But let's keep it going because Kyler Owens wants some more. You see this fast break here. They kick it out. Will Clark's got it. And then Kyler Owens catches up and 1. Nice. And then look at them. He's screaming. He's going crazy. And he says right here, this is my city. This is my city. I love it.
Oh, my God.
He's a competitor.
Wow.
He is from Orion, so that makes sense.
And he had a great game. He had 31 points tonight. So, fantastic.
Big win for them for sure at home. So the track right now, obviously, everybody's trying to catch Sterling Newman, a really good team there. They won tonight. And they're in the East.
The West, where Orion's at, and Mirco, they're trying to catch Sherrard, and Sherrard held on to beat Mirco tonight, 55-52.
In the track, Sterling Newman now 20-0. Ray Sharp has them playing at a real high level. They are
14 three-pointers.
Second in the state right now in Class 1A. All right,
14
you have some more boys' scores to get to, so go ahead.
I do indeed. Moving on to the River Valley, Northeast defeats Comanche 61-42. That game was in Comanche tonight. Monticello beats Maquoketa 57-46. Wilton with a big win over West Liberty, 64-35. It was West Branch over Durant, 68-38. Regina comes from 3 down to beat Alburnett, 58-53. That's big in the River Valley South. Moving on to the Tri-Rivers, Cal Wheat, 63-48 over Lisbon. Easton Valley, 65-39 over Midland. It was Bellevue Marquette, 72-21 over Prince of Peace. Last night, Bellevue Marquette beat Northeast in a very good game. Northeast is a good team. Bellevue Marquette is really good as well. In overtime, Lone Tree beats Wapello 68-60. Staying in the Southeast Super Iowa, it was Central Lee over Danville, 55-41. Burlington Notre Dame stays unbeaten. They defeated New London 79-45. Holy Trinity gets 25 from Lane Runge. They beat West Burlington 59-51. Meepo beats Van Buren County 72-37. And Burlington beats Mount Pleasant in the Southeast 67-51. Watch out for Burlington also in the boys as well.
And that's all the scores.
I could give you all the Illinois ones, but we already had them.
We already had those, so we don't need to do that. All right, before we wrap up here, I want to ask all three of us here to have an answer here.
Oh, wait, I do have a couple that I didn't give you.
You have a couple?
Yes.
Well, give
Morrison
those in.
Morrison defeated Milledgeville 52-45.
Okay.
East Dubuque beat Stockton 58-20. Galena 66-52 over Lee Wynn. And West Prairie beat Stark County 62-33.
All right,
my gosh.
2 weeks into the score, halfway through the basketball season, one team, one thing that has impressed you so far.
Ooh, I can go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this week I went to, I know we already talked about them, but Sterling Newman, I went to their basketball practice. We see a lot of teams, we go to a lot of practices, and I told this to Ray Sharp, the first question I asked him, very disciplined group. Like, watching them practice, I was not shocked at all that they were undefeated. And, they're a very humble group. He said that, a lot of it is, maybe luck in those closer games or just having to come out on top in overtime, but very disciplined, balanced group, and I feel like that's really impressed me so far this season.
For you?
All right, the two leaders in the MAC on the boys and girls side really impressing me. We talked about Central DeWitt a lot last week, but with the departure of Lauren Walker, we really didn't know what they were going to look like, if they could be at the top of the MAC once again. And it's really been a team effort. Ron O'Brien tells me it's just by committee with the Putman sisters. Kinley Burt is the ultimate facilitator for them. So it's really been a team effort for them, and they're unbeaten in the MAC.
Yeah.
It's really impressive to see their commitment just night in and night out to dominance. And then Bettendorf as well, did anyone see this coming?
Probably not.
Right.
Yeah,
And
maybe Alvin Vesey did, but
probably.
the rest of us, no.
Yeah, Michael Gordon, he's kind of become a star for them, but it's not just him. They got other guys, Drew Sharp as well. You mentioned a young group, and they're rising on the rise. So it's really cool to see those two teams at the top of the MAC.
Yeah, and they're Bettendorf, too. They were on the score Sunday not too long ago.
Right.
They're a very humble group,
Yes.
too. It's like they know they're playing well, but they're just, I don't know. They have a really nice team dynamic, for sure.
One thing about Central DeWitt, they lost game 1 of the season. They've now won, I believe it's 12 in a row now with
They haven't
tonight's
lost
win.
since,
So they
yeah.
haven't lost since. So congratulations to them. For me, I'm going to say Moline going 7-0 in the first half of the Western Big Six. I don't think anybody had them beating United Township in game 1. I don't think anybody had them beating Rock Island the next week. They beat both. They know coming into the second half, both those teams will be gunning for them. Those games will be at Wharton Fieldhouse. Moline and UT play next Friday. Then the following week will be Moline and Rock Island at Wharton Fieldhouse. So 2 big games on Friday night. So some big games coming up for Moline. See if they can keep that momentum going as they are 7-0 in conference play.
We've been looking for a fourth team to to be in that first division of the Western Big Six, because we've got Moline, obviously we got Rocky, and we got United Township. Tonight, Galesburg won again at home over Geneseo, a dominating win. Can Galesburg be that fourth team to maybe be in that first division? Because you've got you got your top 3 and then the other 5. Galesburg trying to separate themselves, and I believe that Galesburg does get UT. I think they get Moline at home.
That's a bold prediction right there.
I'm not saying they're going to beat them, but I am saying they're going to make it close, and they will. I think they do get Moline at home for sure. I'm not sure about UT, but that could be a very interesting game for Moline, having to go down to John Thiel Gym. And when Galesburg is really good, John Thiel Gym fills up, and that place is loud.
It is loud, for sure. Absolutely.
One more thing about that. We didn't talk about the Illinois girls tonight.
Sure.
But Galesburg, you bring them up.
Yeah.
Their girls team is right there at the top of the MAC with
One
Sterling.
loss. Western Big Six.
Western Big Six.
One loss.
Excuse
One
me,
loss.
I've got Iowa on my mind.
Second
But
in the state. Yes.
Big Six, Galesburg girls, really impressive.
Yes.
Sterling up there. Rock Island still up there. So
Moline's been playing well,
Moline,
too.
I forget about Moline. It's up for grabs.
Rocky beat Sterling
For the second time this year.
second time this year, and Quincy swept Moline. So it's going to be a dogfight between Galesburg, Quincy, and probably Rocky maybe, or Moline. So it's going to be very interesting to see who finishes in that top 4. And the other thing is, we're coming up on it soon. seedings for postseason.
It's coming up soon. It is coming up soon. So a couple things for you to look forward to this coming week as we wrap this up. We got a couple packages. He's got one on the Putnam sisters from up in Central DeWitt. She's going to have one on the James sisters from Sterling. So make sure you stick with us all week next week. Stick with us all the time. What am I saying? Just stick with us all the time. But this weekend, of course, we'll have the Score Sunday. I believe we're going to have the Maquoketa girls on.
Girls, yes.
So
Number one in the state.
Number one in the state.
Yep.
So we didn't even talk about them at all. So thanks for watching a little bit of the extra of the stream. We hope you enjoy week 2 of the Score, and we'll see you back here next week for week 3.